Right. You can have this to come back to and practice with if you want to, or if you never want to look at it again, that's okay. So, but you have it as a resource. It'll be there on my YouTube channel. So first we'll start off warming up our bodies, walking around, opening and closing our hands, just getting our bodies ready for exercise. We never want to exercise with cold muscles because that sets ourselves up for injury. And so I don't know what the weather is where y'all are. If it's a little warmer today, it's a little warmer here today. And typically that affects my body. It functions a little better when it's warm. But I also have this nice little heater here just in case my body ever does get cold, just so my body works. Just opening, closing our hands, pumping our arms, walking around the room, just getting ready to move and get ready for Tai Chi. So here we go. Let's think about our body awareness, holding our bodies in a nice stable position. Our feet are about shoulder width, hip width apart. That's where I feel most stable. My weight's on both legs and I have that good posture. But my shoulders are relaxed, and most importantly, I'm breathing. Mostly out of my mouth though, since my nose is stuffed up. So here we go. Let's start with our neck. We bring our hands up, palms down, towards our chin and chest. Push away from our body and follow those hands all the way down. Sorry, my hair is blowing in my face. Bring those hands up, towards our chin and chest, push away, and follow those hands all the way down, chin to chest. Come back up, towards our chin and chest, push away, and follow those hands all the way down. Let's come back up, start out that same way. This time, drop a hand to the hip and follow the other hand as you look towards your shoulder. Feel a little stretch, back to the front, switch hands. Look towards that other shoulder, feel a little stretch, come back to the front. Side to side as we stretch our neck, increasing the range of motion, preparing our neck for everyday activities like driving. You can look and see if anybody's in that other lane. Make sure we can safely change lanes. Each time that you do this, it may get a little bit easier. You may be able to go a little bit further as that neck muscle stretches. Bring our hands to our side. Let's roll our shoulders. Roll those shoulders forward. Little circles on the sides of our legs. And roll those shoulders back like a little massage you give yourself. Roll forward. And roll back. Let's do those big shoulder circles. We bring those hands up, palms up, and then press down in front of us. Good one to practice our breathing as we inhale and come up, and exhale and push down. Warming up those shoulders. One more. Let's grab the ball. Let's separate the heavens and the earth as we stretch our spine vertically. The hand that's on top of our ball pushes down towards the ground. The hand that's on the bottom of our ball comes up and pushes up towards the heavens, separating those heavens and earth, stretching that spine. Come back to our ball and switch. Stretch that spine. Switch, keeping that soft tip of our elbow. Let's do one more. Back down and stretch. Come back to our ball. Now let's take it for a ride side to side. Turn, just like we do with waving hands and clouds. On top of that ball is our leading hand, telling us what direction to go. Soft stretch, horizontally, side to side, slight stretch of our spine. Take the time to change your hands before you go back to the other side. One thing I like about Tai Chi is we have permission to slow down and give respect to all the movements. All right, back to the middle. Get ready to do our lower body exercises. Again, checking for our good posture, our good supportive stance. We're going to shift our weight to one leg. We're going to place our heel out forward and our hands come back. Paws in the middle and toe back like a kickstand. Come back to the middle, hands go back, heel forward, and switch. Take your time as you move that leg. Switch legs, forward, hands back, pause, toe back, hands forward. Checking in down, making sure you have that good posture. Back to the middle. Now we're going to shift our weight from one leg to the other. As our hands are stacked, we go in the direction of that weight shift, staying with our frame, tap out, switch our hands, shift the weight, tap that right foot out, or foot out, doesn't have to be your right, it can be on your left foot. Shifting that weight side to side, warms up those hips. If you have problems with balance, you might want to keep your foot just on the floor and not lift and tap it out. And that's no problem. As long as you're shifting that weight side to side, even if you skip the hand movements and hold a chair, that shifting weight side to side is what's going to warm up those hips, help strengthen those little stabilizer muscles. Very good. Now for our knees, we have loose fists, just like we're holding an egg we don't want to break. We have them down by our hips. We're going to shift our weight to one leg, lift the other, tap that toe out and punch the opposite hand. Bring it back, shift, lift, tap and punch. Come back, shift, lift, tap and punch. Back, shift, lift, tap and punch. Back, and let's do one more on each side. Shift, lift, tap and punch, bring it back, shift, lift, tap and punch, and bring it back. Now we're going to step forward as we shift our weight forward. Let me turn to the side so you can see just how small that step is. We shift, step, heel, toe, shift as we punch that opposite hand, leaving that back foot flat on the floor. Bring the weight back, feet side by side. Shift, step, heel, toe, shift as I punch, bring it back, feet side by side. Shift, step, shift and punch, bring it back, side by side. Shift, step, shift, bring it back, side by side. One more each side, step, shift and punch, bring it back, side by side. Shift, step, heel, toe, shift and punch, bring it back, side by side. Very good. Now for our ankles. We're going to shift our weight to one leg and do heel, toe, just rocking that foot, heel, toe. Bring that foot back, shift the weight, and let's heel, toe with the other foot. Working the flexibility of that ankle joint that can help us with stabilizing when we maybe get tripped up a little bit. Those ankles can help support us. Shift the weight. Now let's do big toe, little toe, side to side. Big toe, little toe. Shift the weight, other foot, little toe, big toe, side to side. This is an exercise you can do when you're sitting down. Helps promote circulation in your legs. All right, give yourself a little shake and we'll get ready to do our basic 6 movements. But first I'll ask, do you have any questions with our warm-ups? I know we went through those fairly fast today. Y'all are all good. Good on warm-ups. Okay. So that'll give us a little more time to work on any of our basic 6 movements. I'm going to start with commencement, and I'm going to do it in mirror image. So you know that in commencement, when you bring those hands up and down, you shift to that right leg and you step left, bring those hands closer, up, shift left, and then bring that right foot forward. And then our hands come back. So that's the directional for our commencement movement. Remember with our hands on commencement that you have the opportunity to move your wrists a little bit if you so choose. If it hurts your wrist or you don't like that, you don't have to. But just a note to say, when you come up with your hands, your fingers can be like this, more pointed down towards the ground. And then when you come down, your fingers come up, pointed more towards the ceiling. So you have a little flick of that wrist. You see that? And so our wrist is obviously it's a joint, and we can get arthritis in that joint. And if we exercise our joints, then we have less likely to have pain from arthritis. So that gives us an opportunity to move those wrists. Now, there's nothing wrong with just going up and down. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just giving you an opportunity to use those wrists here as you do that commencement movement out, and then you come back in to get ready for open and close. So if you want to try that during this commencement, then let's give that a try. So here we go. We're going to do the all basic 6. Here we go. And commence. Up, down, shift that weight, step, up, shift, step, bring those hands back, open and close. I had to scoot back to get in the camera. Single whip, shift, step, push, turn, separate, following that hand, shift, bring that foot back, waving hands in clouds, switch, step, turn, 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 switch, step, turn. To the middle for open and close. Single whip, shift, step, push, turn, separate, following that left hand. Sink. Sorry, I said a direction. I said the wrong one. Waving hands in clouds. Switch, step, turn. 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 To the middle for open and close. And close it out. So the movement of your wrist, was that something that you were already doing, or did you give it a try this time?
What you saying?
The wrist, the movement of the wrist and commencement, is that something that you were already doing, or did you give it a try this time?
I thought we was already
Doing it.
Okay, that's fine. Whenever, if you were to see my computer, y'all are real little, and so I can't perfectly see your wrist movement. So good. I didn't know if you gave that a try, because not everybody does that, and so that's okay. All right. So what we want to think about next is our open and close movement. So, you know, we kind of pass over open and close because it's easy, right? We don't really have to think too much about it. You know, other movements have a right and a left, and feet and hand work. So we think a lot more with those. But open and close, we're kind of like, oh, good, a movement I don't have to think about. But there's more to open and close. This gives you an opportunity to think about it differently. One, open and close is a breath. So if you hold your hands out and you take a breath, you inhale, then your hands naturally open. When you exhale, they naturally close. So that's the base of that movement, is an inhale and an exhale. So you're not actually moving your hands, your breath is moving your hands. So that's kind of cool. But something else that you can take from our principles under movement control is gentle resistance. And so you can treat open and close kind of like an accordion, like you're playing that instrument. That squeeze motion, that is called the bellows, just like the bellows that you put air on a fire with. You take open and close like you're playing an accordion, out and in. So I'm kind of pulling and pushing. Even though there's nothing there to push and pull, I'm using muscles because it's my choice to use the muscles, and that's called gentle resistance. Open, close. So that's another way to think about open and close. It's not just a simple hand motion, yet it's a breath that naturally opens and closes our hands, but we can take it a step further, do gentle resistance, and you can almost feel muscles in your arms tighten up as you pretend that you're playing that accordion or pushing those bellows. You're using muscles that you don't necessarily need to use to do open and close, but you're using them, and that is how you can make your muscles stronger, by gentle resistance. So keep that in mind this time whenever you do open and close, and we do it several times. We do it that first time. We do it after our first our first waving hands and clouds. We do it after our second waving hands and clouds. So this time when we do our basic 6, I want you to think gentle resistance just whenever you do that open and close movement. So here we go. Let's go from the beginning with commencement.
Low battery. Low battery. Low battery.
Uh-oh. You got your cord? You got your cord you can plug it in? All right, here we go. And commence. Up, down, shift that weight. Step, up, shift, step. Bring those hands back. Here's our accordion. Open, close, single whip, shift, step, push, turn, separate, following that hand. Waving hands in clouds, shift, bring that foot back, switch, step, turn, 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 switch, step, turn. To the middle, here's our accordion again. Open, close, single whip, shift, step, push, turn, separate, following that hand. Waving hands in clouds. Switch, step, turn. 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 To the middle, here's our accordion again. Open, close, and close it out. So did you do that gentle resistance with your open and close?
Yes.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Very good.
Miss Jennifer,
Yes, baby.
that's my cell phone, my house phone, but I can't get out the chair and get it because my leg's still in the chair. And so it when it go off, I just cut it off when it go off.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you just let me know if you have questions. Okay.
Listen, Jennifer, I like how you did last week when you didn't say anything. You let us just went ahead on. You did it, but we just follow you.
All right. Do you like me doing it this way in mirror image?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Well, I like doing it without words because it helps you kind of relax into the moment of it and just enjoy it. So let's do that several times. Okay. Here we go. And commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands and clap. Open and close. Whip. Open and close. Close it out. Very good. All right, let's do it again. Thinking slow, smooth, and continuous. Here we go. And commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands and clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands and clouds. Open and close. Close it out. You good, Miss Ruth Ann? Are you missing my verbal cues? Are you like just enjoying the motions? Miss Iona, are you good?
Yep,
Okay, just checking in with y'all.
yes, okay.
Just making sure that y'all are good and
Oh,
don't
yeah.
want me to try different things because you know I'm game for whatever. Even if I fail, I'll try it. So we do want to thank Slow, Smooth, Continuous, and we do want to keep checking in and making sure our posture is good, that we don't find ourselves leaning or hunching our shoulders, but maintaining a good posture, you know, maintaining that stable stance as we go through the movements. And I just like each time kind of focusing on something different, but all slow, smooth, and continuous is probably what I focus on the most. And I think it's because we get in such a hurry in real life. We're always thinking go, 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 that it's nice to slow down, and it's real easy to get in a hurry. So those 3 words always just repeat in my mind as I'm doing our movements. So let's do them again. Check that posture, make sure you're breathing, good stable stance. And commence. Opening. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Close it out.
Okay.
All right. All right. Here we go. This time we'll think about our breathing, making sure we continue breathing as we do our movements. And commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Close it out. Do you feel your body's relaxing and just enjoying the slow movement?
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
So Tai Chi is also called meditation in motion, meditation in movement. And so
Mhm.
that's kind of what that feels like. It's just like you're meditating. And the difference between, just sitting still and meditating and being in motion is that your brain is busy as you're moving, and it keeps it from wandering. You're thinking more about the movement, your brain can't wander as much. So that's why I like Tai Chi as a way to meditate in motion. So it's just like a nice beautiful dance. So
Yeah.
let's do it again. Thinking about meditation and movement. And commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. And close it out.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to explore any of those movements any differently?
It's okay. I found myself trying to do like the video, we going this way and going that way.
I've had my students before watch Dr. Lamb's video and tell me that he's doing it wrong. Sometimes he takes really big steps, and
Yeah.
that's dangerous. So he forgets he's been doing it for a long time. So keep those things in mind when you watch him. But of making those steps really small,
Mhm.
if you get too far out, you have to really rely on your strength to move your body. Then when you take
Okay.
smaller steps. So let's see. Let's think about how the motions of Tai Chi can strengthen our muscles. You know, we talked about open and close, how we use it as gentle resistance, and we're utilizing muscles that we don't necessarily have to use because we don't actually have an accordion. We don't have a bellows that we're having to push and use those muscles for. And that's what's amazing about our brain, is that when we think gentle resistance, we can do that in any of the movements, not just open and close. So whenever we do commencement, we can move as if we're moving through water. When we move through water, you kind of have to resist that water a little bit, push it up and down through water. Sorry, I'm fixing to sneeze. I was trying to talk myself out of it. I did. So with commencement, you think about gentle resistance as in moving through water. So if you're in water and you bring your hands up through water and down through water, then you feel muscles tightening up when you think that you're moving through water. Muscles that you don't necessarily have to use to just raise and lower your arms. So that's called gentle resistance, when you pretend you're in water. Here, pulling up through water, pushing through water, coming back through water. So the whole time, if you pretend that you're doing it in water, then you're going to be using muscles that you wouldn't normally use doing your Tai Chi because your brain is telling you you're in water. It's called gentle resistance. So let's do it this time and pretend we're in water. We're even mermaids. We can breathe under the water. We're mermaids, but we have legs. Okay. Here we go. Gentle resistance, just like we're moving through water. And commence. Open and close. Single whip. Push through water. Pull through water. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Through that water. Open and close. Out. So what did you think about that with moving through water?
That was good.
I felt myself squat a little bit more because I was imagining I was in water, so I knew whenever I pushed through water, it would make that water move. And if the water's moving, then I would have to squat a little bit more to keep it from knocking me down. So I was really going into that thought of going through water. But did you feel yourself pushing muscle and using muscle that you might not use normally when doing Tai Chi? So that's kind of a good visualization. And of course, water is extra relaxing. That is if you're not scared of water. If you're scared of water, then that wouldn't be relaxing, would it? All right, let's do it again. So you just focus on whatever you choose to focus on as you go through these motions of our basic 6. Here we go, and commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Close it out.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever been so relaxed in Tai Chi class. Usually I'm talking so much. But y'all like that. Y'all like just doing the motions. Do you like at least me calling out the names, or do you want me to not say those?
I like you to call it out.
All right, names.
Yeah, that way it gives you, you know, there's a direction and
Mhm.
kind of helps you time it out. All right. I'm trying to think what else we can think about. Just mental quietness. That's part of the internal principle of Tai Chi is mental quietness. And so that comes way after you learn the Tai Chi movements. So y'all may be in a place where you can enjoy the mental quietness. And I think that is what you're experiencing today as we not talk, but we enjoy, and that's called Jing, 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 mental quietness. It's a principle of Tai Chi. So let's do our movement again, and we'll just focus on that, just being mentally quiet. All right, here we go. And commence. Opening, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Opening, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. And open and close. Close it out. If I get any more relaxed, I might fall asleep and fall over.
I'm a little tired.
Do what?
I said I'm a little tired.
I just know it's those allergies that got me stuck up. One of the benefits of Tai Chi is to improve your quality of sleep. Have you noticed an improvement in quality of sleep since you've been doing Tai Chi?
Yeah.
I think if you ever wake up in the middle of the night and you have a hard time going back to sleep, you can use your diaphragmatic breathing to help calm you to go back to sleep. It also helps quiet your mind, because if you're focusing on breathing, then you're not thinking of to-do list or what time is it, or, you know, just your brain can kind of shut down. Or if that doesn't work, you can lay down and go through the Tai Chi movements. Hold on. You can go through the Tai Chi movements in your mind. So you can lay down, close your eyes, and think commencement. You can think about what that looks like. You can think open and close, single whip, waving hands and clouds. So you close your eyes and you think about the movement. So you're not really doing them, but in your mind, you're going through them as if you can watch yourself do it, and it can help relax you and help you go back to sleep. So that's a way you can use Tai Chi, even not physically doing it, just using your brain to get benefits from the Tai Chi. So of course, we're not going to do that now because we'd be funny if we all fell asleep and we woke up and recording. But we are going to do it one more time and then we'll cool down. But I just want to give you as much information as I can so that you can go from class and use Tai Chi in all the different ways that it's meant for. All right, let's do it one last time and then we'll cool down. So here we go. And commence. Open and close. Single whip. Clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands and clouds. Open and close. And close it out.
Okay.
Now let's give ourselves a little leg massage with our fist bump. Kind of like telling our legs, thank you for doing all that hard work for us and getting us around in a day. So anytime you're feeling a little sore, give yourself a fist bump. It helps it helps break up that lactic acid, help keep you from being sore.
Okay.
All right, let's gather and release. Oh, yeah, tense and relax. I couldn't remember what the poster said, even though it's right behind me. Gather that tension and release that tension. One more time. Gather and release. Let's do that big breath. Push down. Inhale and exhale. We have our fist that represents our strength. Our fingers straight together, that represents our friendship. Our thumb bent in, that represents our humility. So strength, friendship, and humility, we put those together, and in mutual respect, we say namaste.
Namaste.
So thank y'all so much. If you see Miss Doris, please let her know that that I missed her today. I will be uploading this just after I get finished to YouTube, so it'll be there for her to rewatch if she wants to rewatch the class. Is there anything that you need me to do in the meantime between now and next Thursday?
Doing a good job.
Thank you. Y'all are doing a
Excellent.
great job. I appreciate y'all. Y'all help me be a better instructor. All right. Well, I will let y'all go. Enjoy your day. Thank you again, and I'll see you next Thursday.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye.